It was right before Christmas, and we were on top of the levee at our farm, and the water was really high. I remember that. It had been raining that biblical 40 days and nights, and my father was astounded.
Starting to rain again. You got to plan for the storm if you can. You got to run for the bucket when the water is high. You got to be the right soldier or you're gonna die. River's up. Oh man, the river's up. River's up. Muck on time, the river's up. Hey man, you got to.
The river was rising all this time. It never stopped rising. The situation over there at 5th Street Bridge, where the bridge comes up, where you come up onto the bridge, the levee. In those days, that bridge came down through the levee. The levee came down and had a cross section through there, and that was the roadway. But they had the wisdom to come out ahead of time, 2 days before the flood happened, and plant some heavy timbers and some other, heavy timber posts, and then some heavy timber planks across there, and assemble it all and start stacking sandbags to try to keep the water out from coming through there. And I can tell you, if there were any heroes in this flood, those men were the heroes. They worked their hearts
out. So I drove the crane back and forth. He operated the crane up top. And we would use a clamshell and drop down over the side and pick up logs or whatever debris was in there, swing them over to the other side and release them. In other words, we kept the pilings clear. We pulled refrigerators, logs, all kinds of stuff. Even on D Street Bridge, on one occasion, we pulled a live pig out, and he run downtown Marysville. Where he went, I don't know. But
the biggest excitement during the day was when the railway bridge at the 5th Street Bridge went out at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and almost, I say almost because it nearly did, jerked the gates out at the 5th Street entrance of the bridge, the railway gates. And we had a few very exciting moments.
When the railroad bridge went out, it didn't go all the way down. You could see parts of it out of the water. And the rail had never come apart. And the engineers was afraid that it was going to pull this gate out. So I was one of the few that could run the torch, and I burnt the rails off right over, just reached over the door and burned them off. And then the railroad bridge went on down the river, tumbled on down the river.
Some people were filling bags and we were just taking them. My job was just take them from where they filled them and put them over on where we were stacking them, which was on the water side of the levee. And it's kind of weird to be stacking a sandbag in the water right up to the top of that sandbag. Put another sandbag, and pretty soon the water was up to that top of that sandbag. And you're standing there and the water's higher than the levee you're standing on.